between that tomorrow and today, there will be many tomorrows. So when that time comes, when that tomorrow will not come.
अरे कहना क्या चाहते हो?
The culture of building movie franchises and expanding that universe is still a rarity to find in the commercial Hindi film space. If rumors are to be believed, Yash Raj Films is finally contemplating expanding its spy universe, interlinking its most famous characters in a joint universe. 9 months ago, I created a video formulating what would be the best comeback for Shah Rukh Khan and put out the idea into the world that it will be a box office rager if Dawn were to return and create havoc in Kabir's life in War 2. The combination of iconic characters, Hrithik and Shah Rukh sharing the screen space together, would have created mayhem. But of course, as both entities are owned by different production houses, it seems like YRF wants to execute the same format of interlinking its most iconic characters, but with Shah Rukh Khan as Pathan, Salman as Tiger, and Hrithik as Kabir. I'm in no way claiming that YRF might have got a hint of an idea from our video, but irrespective, it's an idea that can possibly turn into the biggest film of the Hindi film industry. As viewers also, we can expect seeing more than just a Rohit Shetty cop universe expanding. While I digress and give myself far too much credit, I want to talk about the existing franchises, the sad deterioration in some cases, and some unfortunate instances in which actors who are responsible for making a franchise popular or contributed significantly are either let go or the franchise loses its novelty and credibility. With the news of upcoming Bollywood sequels like Bhool Bhulaiya 2, where Kartik Aaryan has replaced Akshay Kumar, Dostana 2, where the entire cast has been replaced, Hungama 2, where Mizan Jafri and Pranita Subhash have replaced Akshay Khanna and Rimi Sen, I wanted to take a look at where in many instances the magic of the franchise, which was initially intact, gets lost with so many changes. So here is Tried&Refused Productions with 5 Bollywood actors who were kicked out of their own movie franchises. Arshad Varsi. One of my favorite films for the talent involved in it and the topic it focused on was the Arshad Varsi and Boman Irani starrer Jolly LLB. The film was not only hilarious but shed light on several societal and structural problems the common man faces in the quest for justice. Arshad Varsi, Boman Irani and Saurabh Shukla became the essence of what the film represented, and the film went on to become a financial success as well, amassing a worldwide gross of close to 43 crores on a 13 crore budget. But as is the case with reality and ventures garnering success that the masses did not foreshadow, Fox wanted to make the sequel on a larger scale, with the aspiration of more business. The producers in the pursuit scrapped the original characters and created the sequel with Akshay Kumar and a fresh storyline. While Jolly LLB 2 was a massive success for 3 things: the star power of Akshay Kumar, the popularity of the franchise, and the premise it focused on, many factions of the audience believed that the magic of the first film was lost, especially which was contributed by Arshad Varsi and Boman Irani.
If Boman and me were there in Jolly LLB 2, it was still done 100 crores. And they would have still made more money because they would not be paying us as much as they paid Akshay. It was a bad move actually. It's a bad move. Fox would have made more money with Boman and me.
Even though Varsi gave several interviews of having a cordial relationship with the producers and that the creators had promised his inclusion in the 3rd installment, it was especially sad to see that the actor who had made the franchise famous was let go in the sequel.
आप कंपैरिजन करोगे, फिर वो बेचारे कुछ बोलेंगे, फिर मैं कुछ बोलूंगा, फिर अर्शद कुछ बोलेगा, फिर आपने मजे लेके घर चले जाओगे. बैठे रहो ना यार, क्या प्रॉब्लम है? कंपैरिजन है, कोई कंपैरिजन नहीं है. मुझे उसकी अच्छी लगी, उसको मेरी अच्छी फिल्म लगी, खत्म हो गई, यही कंपैरिजन है.
Sherman Joshi. One of my favorite actors who had a considerable impression on me, especially when I was growing up, was Sherman Joshi. I remember watching the combination of Cephali Khan and Sherman in movies like Style and Excuse Me, and being absolutely blown away by his impersonations and comic timing. The actor further progressed his career with a heartbreaking performance as Sukhi in Rang De Basanti, and got cast in the ensemble comedy Golmaal directed by Rohit Shetty. I still remember watching the first installment of the 4-film franchise and being extremely impressed with Sherman Joshi's ability to stand out while being surrounded by capable actors like Arshad Varsi and Ajay Devgan. His performance as the peer-pressured Lakshman had a considerable impact with the masses, and everyone was shocked to notice that the actor was not a part of the sequel 2 years later, when he was replaced by Shreyas Talpade.
Second part में कुछ negotiation मेरे manager और producers की कुछ गड़बड़ हो गई, and I couldn't be a part of it. And then unfortunately I couldn't be. But if they offer me again, I'll possibly rejoin the team. My manager was negotiating. I think some egos were ruffled, and it came down to me not doing the film.
This is an aspect of the industry that is talked about less, and it is pertaining to managers and agents and fallouts that take place in the process of negotiation. Something which in many cases is out of the hands of the actors themselves. While Sherman tried to mend the situation and find a way to be a part of the series, it was rather too late to be a part of the franchise that is still churning out movie after movie. Aisha Kopiker, an actor who had especially become popular in the early to mid 2000s, was Aisha Kopiker. An actor that had brilliantly transitioned from initially doing Tamil as well as Kannada films. From films like Company, Darna Mana Hai and Pinjar, Kopiker had solidified the fact that beyond the content of the film, she is a capable performer. One of the biggest projects that Kopiker signed as an actor was Dawn in 2006, playing the role of Anita opposite Shah Rukh Khan. The film, with the nostalgia of the original, the directorial prowess of Farhan Akhtar, and the performance by the cast, went on to become a huge financial success. Despite Kopiker's small role, she did a convincing job with the written material that was given to her. When the sequel of Dawn released in 2011, Kopiker's role of Dawn's trustworthy partner was replaced, and Lara Datta played the role of Aisha, even though the film was a continuation of the storyline. Many wondered why such a change took place. When Kopiker was recently asked about being let go of the sequel, she flippantly said, "I don't know even. I was expecting, but I don't know what happened. They changed the entire, it didn't do very well in any case." While her statement, especially the latter part, is not true, Dawn 2 went on to do financially well, I think it's safe to say also that Dawn 3 will be a distant dream anyway. But this rather odd choice of replacing actors who are part of the franchises originally still baffles me. Shraddha Kapoor. I think it's not shocking for anyone when I say that Street Dancer 3D was possibly the most underwhelming installment of the dance franchise that was originally created by Remo D'Souza. We went from the franchise originally being about dancers and casting traditionally trained individuals and showcasing an underdog story to making the same format just with Bollywood drama. While the second installment still stayed true to its root of exploring various genres of dance, the third installment, transitioning to focus on illegal immigrants, just lost the plot of why the masses fell in love with the film originally. It's a known fact that Street Dancer 3D had originally cast Varun Dhawan and Katrina Kaif, who had actually promoted the film together as well. Shraddha Kapoor was casually forgotten and removed from the franchise, something for which she was publicly upset about.
I think ये फिल्म हमेशा से श्रद्धा के डेस्टिनी में थी और श्रद्धा और मुझे साथ में ही काम करना था. उस वक्त I think वो रोल थोड़ा अलग था, हम लोग अलग स्क्रिप्ट बना रहे थे when Remo sir wanted cat in the film. And then eventually I think the way things worked out, it was amazing.
But then fate played its devilish ways, and due to Priyanka Chopra walking out of Bharat, Katrina Kaif taking up that role, she could not give the dates required for Street Dancer 3D and walked out of the film.
For me to do justice to Street Dancer with Varun, I would have had to let some things go for Bharat. Bharat for me was too special of a film for me to let anything go completely unfinished.
Only for Shraddha Kapoor to come and do the role, which was anyway originally hers. It's a lesson to understand that if a product does well financially, how easily dispensable talent is. You don't matter if, according to the producers, you don't dictate the box office numbers. Cephali Khan, everyone, especially 90s kids, have been huge fans of Abbas Mastan films. From Bazigar, Badshah, Hamraz and Aitraz, the duo, despite the obvious plagiarism of Hollywood ideas, have executed compelling thrillers. Race in 2008 was a prime example of what an Abbas Mastan film stood for, constantly challenging you to predict what would eventually transpire. Cephali Khan and Akshay Khanna really put forth some intense and praiseworthy performances in a storyline that kept you on the edge of your seat. While most of the cast changed in the sequel, Cephali Khan remained as the face of the Race franchise. Of course, the sequel transitioned to venture into the absurd, but still held this credibility of a commercial thriller. As I previously said, when a franchise gets bigger and bigger, the creators in the quest for greener pastures almost lose sight of why they originally started. The producer of Tips, Ramesh Turani, wanted a bigger film with a completely new storyline and cast. Abbas Mastan were dropped and Remo D'Souza was hired as the director. Salman was cast as the main lead, and the only recurring actor that stayed from the original race was Anil Kapoor. Cephali Khan in an interview confessed of what transpired and how instead of being the lead, he was offered Bobby Deol's role in the third part.
I had to give it a miss, but they didn't deny it to me. Maybe the role Salman Khan played was denied. But I still don't want to destroy anyone. I love Ramesh ji and all of them. God bless them.
For Salman, this film was like any other project, but the fans were extremely disappointed on how truly low the franchise did falter, with its cringeworthy dialogues and absurd plot. I think after the third part, which was a total debacle, the franchise is officially over. And that was the video, guys. Write down in the comments below whether you have some video ideas for our channel. Please don't forget to follow me on Instagram. The handle is right in front of you. Follow me at JammyPants4. Also, please support us by smashing the like button and subscribing to our channel for weekly content ahead. Thank you for watching.